Caldwell County Schools Profiles. I'm Libby Brown, Community Services Director for the Caldwell County School System. So welcome to the show. And today we're going to talk about national winners here in Caldwell County through our beta clubs at High Brighton High School and South Caldwell High School. So let's start with High Brighton Panthers, our beta club representatives at the National Convention just held recently in Oklahoma City. And welcome to John Petsy, rising senior at High Brighton High School, and Jonathan Hass, who is the sponsor and advisor at South Caldwell High School, but also the state sponsor for beta. So we're fortunate to have you with us here in Caldwell County.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So John, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm John Petsy, obviously. I'll be a rising senior at High Brighton High School, and I play soccer there, and I'm part of the beta club.
Are you excited to be a rising senior?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that, high school's coming to an end.
I know.
It's a big change of pace once I get to college. But I'm excited for it. Can't really stop it, so just enjoy it.
That's right. I like your attitude. You can't stop it. Enjoy it. It'll be a great year. You are very humble. You are one of those top-notch students at High Brighton High School. We're going to get to some of the things that you've done in the beta competition that was held recently. And Jonathan Hass, you are no stranger to beta.
Yes, I've been a beta sponsor at South Caldwell for 18 years now. My wife Shasta and I have worked with the beta club, and we just have enjoyed working with these young people, and it's great now that I am able to work not just with the students at South Caldwell, but with clubs across the state in my role as North Carolina state sponsor, and try to help students from throughout our area and our state to have a great experience with beta.
So what's the big deal about convention?
Well,
I'm going to put it in those simple terms. What's the big deal about convention? Now we know we have a state, so North Carolina held its convention, in April?
in February.
In February, so they hold it right after the beginning of the year. And to qualify for nationals, what do you have to do at the state level?
Well, the state level for Senior Beta Club has about 2,500 students that attend, and we offer about 35, 40 different competitions. And in the state of North Carolina, if you're in the top 5 in one of those competitions, you qualify to go on to the National Convention. This year, the National Convention was held in Oklahoma City the last week of June, and we had several students from High Brighton and South Caldwell who were able to qualify and make the trip and represent Caldwell County there, and we're very thankful for each of them.
I know, we certainly are. So about 2,500 at the state level, that's a pretty big number. That's a very respectable number to be attending state convention.
Yes, ma'am. It's a
We're
wonderful
one of the
group
bigger
of young
ones, aren't
people.
we?
Yes, it is one of the larger state conventions.
And we had about 20,000. They expected about 20,000 at the national convention.
Yes, between junior and senior, they did have over 20,000 students and chaperones this year at the national convention. So it was a very, very well attended event. Oklahoma City did a good job hosting everything. I think we all got to see a part of the country we may not have seen otherwise, and really enjoyed it.
That's not a typical response. What'd you do on your summer vacation? We went to Oklahoma City. So now you've been to Oklahoma City. How was it?
It was great. It was a lot different than you would imagine. Just thought it'd be flat land, which it was, but it was just a beautiful city. We got to see a lot of it while we were down there, which was amazing. We went and saw the Oklahoma City bombing memorial, which I was touched by that. Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing to see that just like a tragic event, just to be able to experience it. But we've also seen other things. Went to the zoo down there, which was great.
A beautiful zoo.
National Banjo Museum, which I didn't know was a thing, but
You know they had a
it was
National
enjoyable.
Banjo Museum.
It was enjoyable.
That feels right at home here in Western North Carolina.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Now, you competed.
Mm-hmm.
You were, which place were you in science at the state level?
I placed first in 11th grade science at the state, and I placed 8th in the national convention.
Okay, so you are a state champion in science at the North Carolina Beta Convention, and so of course that gave you a ticket to the national convention, and you placed 8th in the science Division II, so it's for junior and seniors.
Yes, but they grade juniors and seniors separately.
They do, okay. And so we're very, very proud of you. 8th place in the nation among
Thank you.
20,000 students.
And my friend Joe Watson placed 6th in 11th grade math. Fortunately, he couldn't be here today, but shout out to him.
Yes, yes, Joe Watson placed 6th in math. Very proud of Joe and his accomplishments. And you had 2 other teammates there competing. You had Mason.
Mason Smith and Chloe, yes. Mason, unfortunately, didn't place this year, but last year he placed, I believe, 7th in the nation in his 10th grade social studies. And then Chloe placed in states, but she did not place in nationals, but she's a freshman, so she has.
Oh, she has 3 more years to compete. For you, let's just talk just a few minutes about the test. So to place at the national level in science, of course, you're given a test. They administer a science test. How do you prepare for that?
Pay attention in your classes. They have like no release stuff of knowing what exactly will be on the test. Science is just a very broad category, and you can't find anything anywhere on like what the test is, like specifically. So you just kind of have to hope you study the right thing.
So it's not like ACT or SAT.
Yeah, there's no
and
study
they have
guide.
these study guides or, prep classes and those kinds of things to prepare.
Yeah, it was different at each level.
It's a broad range of
Yeah.
science topics.
And it was different in each level. The district, it was very broad, which I didn't even place a district. And then state, they narrowed it down a little bit, but still kind of just a whole bunch of random subjects. And then the national convention was almost exclusively chemistry and biology, which kind of was not what I was expecting. But yeah.
So did you study any this summer for it? Were you
Yeah, I
able
studied
to-
quite a bit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of the broad subjects that I thought I was going to be on instead of the biology and chemistry, which luckily I did go over. But it was just like learning new stuff, whether it's on the test or not. It's always good.
Now, are you taking any of those courses in high school, biology and chemistry courses?
I took chemistry and biology sophomore year.
Mhm.
We don't offer any AP biology or chemistry as a hybrid, unfortunately. But I took physics my junior year, and it was like 1 or 2 physics questions.
So you definitely have an aptitude for the sciences, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yes. So we are very proud of you. It was what, a 1-hour test?
It's a 1-hour test, 1 hour maximum. Most people finish early. I finished about 55 minutes in, so I was one of the last to finish.
Good for you. You took your time and made sure you answered those questions correctly. That's why don't we always do that with testing? That's a testing tip we always give our
yes.
students. Utilize the time that's given, go back and check your answers. Feel confident, skip one if you have to, go back, and the
Exactly.
answer may come to you.
That really pays off, and it worked for John.
Now, who is eligible for beta? How do you get into beta? Either one of you, how do you become a beta member?
In Caldwell County Schools, we have a board policy that it's a 3.5 cumulative weighted GPA throughout high school. I know I think both South and High Brighton, we allow freshmen to join if they have been participating in beta at their middle schools. Freshmen can go ahead and get in. Otherwise, I think they have to wait till they have an academic record on the high school level so we can see that GPA, and they will be eligible by their GPA. If they happen not to have been involved in the middle school, but they want to join in high school, once they have that academic record, they can.
Now, beta is offered at all of our middle schools as well.
Yes, it is, and I'd strongly encourage students to get
Yes.
involved in that junior beta club as soon as they can. I know both High Brighton and South have had students who have qualified for national scholarships based on their active involvement in beta club, and they do look back all the way to middle school to see that that is not just a hurry up and get involved to try to apply for a scholarship, but a true long-term commitment to beta club and community service.
And it's a resume builder to have beta on your transcript as you exit high school, which you'll be doing next year, to have those opportunities. What are some of the benefits, John, for you as a student, from your perspective, of being in beta?
Just meeting new people and going to interesting places, because there's also a service club. So High Brighton, I believe, requires 80 points, and 1 hour of service is 10 points to stay in beta club. So they have opportunities where you can go around the community and volunteer. I remember, I think it was in April, I got some new friends, and we went to the Tom Dooley Museum. which I didn't know was a thing. And we,
Whippoorwill Academy?
yep, and we just helped around there, cleaned up, got them ready for a convention they were having. And it's like really interesting stuff that you wouldn't have an opportunity of doing anywhere else.
So, Mr. Hass, with you try to provide those service opportunities for your students. And I know being at the state level, that's still a very integral part of what Beta is.
Yes. And there's actually several ways that students are able to display their service at both state convention and our regional leadership conferences, where they can go and kind of spotlight the service they've done with their local clubs and showcase that for everybody to see at the state convention and the regional leadership conferences.
Well, we are very proud of you, John Petsy, for your accomplishments at our National Beta Convention, which you were invited to because you were our state champion. So thank you for representing Caldwell County Schools so well.
Like, I'd just like to shout out our Beta Club sponsor, Ms. Greeno Bridges, who's also an amazing math teacher I had. She's been helping with Beta Club since I've been there, right before I've been there, and she's been amazing with that.
Thank you for saying that. Just a great young man here. You see that the attributes and characteristics that he has to remember his sponsor here at High Brighton High School, and keep up the good work. One more year at High Brighton High School, then you're on your way to college. Any college in mind right now?
Yep.
That's okay. You have a year to think, well, not quite a year, because now you have to early apply to college. You have about 6 months to really hone in on where you want to go to college for next year. So congratulations to you and Mr. Hass. We're very proud of the Beta clubs that we have here in Caldwell County, and you've been a big part of that in developing our clubs.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And stay tuned, because now we're going to hear from the Spartan team that attended Oklahoma City for the Beta National Convention. Welcome back to Profiles, and now we have the Spartan national team with us representing Beta from South Caldwell High School. We have Gretchen Hughes, who is a rising senior, and we have Rachel Kribner, a rising sophomore, and of course our all-star Beta sponsor, Jonathan Hass. So welcome back to the show, and we're going to talk about Beta. It's an important team.
Yeah.
Gretchen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 17. I'll be a senior next year. That's pretty much it. I mean,
Well, you're going to be president.
Yeah.
Yes, you are president of the Beta Club,
Yes, ma'am.
South Caldwell High School. How large is your Beta Club?
We have like 200 kids.
Yes.
We have around 200 kids.
That's a very respectable number.
Yeah. I hope it gets bigger. I want it to get
Yes.
bigger. I love it, and I think that other people can really benefit from it, and not just people who benefit from our service, but people who do the service. It's really beneficial. It makes me happier inside when I help other people and when I see that what I've done has made a difference in other people's lives. And I think that more people need to be exposed to that. I think it's going to make our world better, and it's going to make our generation better.
Well, I think you're going to do an excellent job as president. She's a motivator, isn't she?
Yes.
And Gretchen, have you been in the club all 4 years at
Yes.
South? Were you in the club? Where were you in middle school?
I was at Granite Falls Middle School, and I think it was in 7th and 8th grade. I don't remember very much about middle school.
It's just a blur.
It is a blur.
Well, we're glad you're here on the show. We're going to talk about your national win at the Beta Convention in just a minute, because we have with us also sophomore Rachel Kribner. And Rachel, you have 2 more years to look forward to National Convention.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm going into my sophomore year. I do band and I do Beta Club. And in the free time, I like to do a lot of different art and things like that, just kind of as a hobby.
And we're going to get back to it's more than just a hobby, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And Mr. Hass, as you look at these 200 students, what keeps you motivated to be involved with Beta?
It's a lot, what Gretchen mentioned, just seeing not only the good they're able to do for the community, but the way it helps them to grow, to see students who may be quiet and more comfortable in the background, get out and through service, learn to develop leadership skills and become more vocal advocates for their community and capable of designing and leading projects for groups of their peers. That's really one of the most rewarding things about being a Beta Club sponsor, is watching the growth of our students as they serve others.
You are a math teacher.
Yes.
So this is above and beyond for you to be a Beta Club sponsor and to take it to the next level where you are now the state Beta sponsor for North Carolina. How much time do you invest in Beta?
That's a scary question. I've never clocked it. I do end up, putting in a little bit of time during the summer with it. Definitely after school, every day there's something to check on with Beta Club. So I'd hate to actually quantify it because it would scare me. But it's a labor of love that I really enjoy, and I'm thankful for all the help and support I've had from South and throughout Caldwell County. Like our leadership competition we're going to be talking about, the reason we were able to compete at National is my co-sponsor Cheryl Hart and her husband took some kids to the regional conference that I just couldn't get that much time away from school to do. And Mr. McKercher helps us go to state convention, drives the bus, and helps chaperone. So I am able to help with the duties of state sponsor because I have a trusted colleague help watching after our group. So just the support I have from the fellow teachers and from the administration at South and Caldwell County Schools in general has been remarkable. And it really makes what we do as a club possible.
Well, we appreciate the time you're investing in this award-winning club that we have at South Caldwell. This is not your first trip to Nationals.
No, I think we have had at least one student attend for probably the past 10 years.
I thought so. I thought it had been a decade each year.
Yes, and sometimes it's been a really small group, 1 or 2 students with a parent, but I think probably about 5 or 6 of those times it's been a larger group where I've been able to go with a larger group of students. And the number going becomes justifiable of the extra expense of the extra rooms and whatnot. And I always enjoy taking the students when there's the level of interest and availability.
Well, and we had students going this year, this awesome team from South Caldwell High School, and it is an opportunity for you to go outside of North Carolina and to participate in a convention where 20,000 students are there and of similar mind and who focus on grades because you have to have at least a 3.5 GPA, weighted GPA. So you do have a certain caliber of students attending who are serious about serving their community and serious about learning in high school. So was it fun? And all that seriousness, did you have a good time?
I enjoyed myself immensely. I really like going to convention. I like state convention. I went to national convention last year in Savannah and had an amazing time. And I just enjoy being around people who are of similar mind because I'm very focused on my future in school, and sometimes it's hard to find that here. And it's really nice to kind of immerse yourself in people who have similar interests.
Well, it sounds like there was a lot of camaraderie and with the schools and just the excitement of competition because it is a healthy competition to see how well you are in certain areas academically and with your community. So yours was different. Your competition was a little bit different. Gretchen, tell us about your competition because it didn't just involve you. You were part of a team.
Right, we had a team of 4 members from South. It was myself, Rachel, Sarah Arnold, and Braxton Gribbin. And we were given a prompt at around 3 o'clock. And we had to analyze the prompt and come up with a way to present a solution to the problem that was given to us in the prompt. It was a prompt about how to help students stop vaping in our schools. And we had to present it the next day. We had roughly 23 hours to work on this project, including time for sleep. So it was really interesting to be put under that immense time constraint because you don't think, okay, this is going to take me 12 out of my 23 hours, but it really did.
You know, I've just had a vision of American Idol. Where they have to perform and they're staying up all night and they're working together as a team. And how did that team dynamic evolve when you're under a time crunch you have an assignment and you're competing. So did everyone work well together? Were there any snags?
Yes, it worked really well, and I believe that we all had really complementary skills. I work really well with writing things out that are to be spoken. I'm not a great essay writer, but if I'm writing a speech or writing something that someone has to explain to someone else, I think I really excel at that. And Rachel is an amazing artist. And so
Yes, so
she
we're going to get to
decorated our
Rachel
board.
and her placement here in a second.
She decorated our board, which is one of our main concepts of it. I think that because it was such an eye catcher and it looked so good, so clean, and so professional, that it really helped. And Braxton, Sarah were there to help with all the research, and they were helping glue things down and help me get my thoughts organized. They were helping Rachel get all the stuff that she needed, and we all worked very well together.
Good, good. And that's part of leadership, isn't it, Mr. Haas?
Absolutely.
And it's helping them to become our next leaders. Leaders among their peers now in high school to rise above. And I have to say, we love the topic about the message about not vaping and not vaping on school property and not using e-cigarettes and the dangers of that, the health dangers of that. So, what did you do? How'd you place?
We were 9th in the
So
nation.
you were the top 10. So here we have 20,000 students, and this group of students from South Caldwell High School, what was the project called?
Ours we titled Save the Popcorn for the Movies,
Save the Popcorn for the Movies.
and we based it on all the different types of health concerns that come with vaping. Mainly we focused on popcorn lung, and we used that concept to create a period once a week where students would be sent to their homerooms or to teach certain teachers, and they would be given popcorn and taught about the negative consequences of using e-cigarettes and vaping and stuff like that. And it creates a food association between popcorn and the consequences, mainly focusing on popcorn lung, and our whole thing was save the popcorn for the movies, we don't want it in our lungs.
Oh, that's a fabulous idea.
Rachel came up with the idea.
Fabulous idea. Fabulous. Can we do that at South Caldwell?
I think
would
these
love
students
to
will be-
implement this at South Caldwell. No, I mean, is it any wonder they placed in the top 10?
No, it's
Yeah,
really
and
not.
It's incredible, and it seems like they worked so well together.
And I was especially impressed because this was our first time doing a leadership competition at all on a national level. So we really were unfamiliar with exactly what to expect and the way they were able to adjust and figure out and find their way so quickly. And it being our first experience as a school with this type of competition, couldn't be prouder.
I know. We are so proud of you, and what an awesome topic. I would love to implement. We are actually working on a campaign this summer to help inform parents about the negative effects of vaping, and it's just so appealing now because it comes in a variety of flavoring, but it's not allowed on campus, and it is very negative for students in so many different areas. So, wonderful topic. And we have an artist right here. We don't want to forget Rachel. We would never forget Rachel. It sounds like your artistic creativity with the visual piece of the project really brought it to the top. And you actually competed individually. So when you were talking about the teams competing, most of the competitions are individual competitions. So Rachel competed in the art competition, and you placed 7th in the nation. So tell us a little bit about that.
I did on-site painting, and we went in and we had 2 hours to go find a subject somewhere around the convention center and paint it.
So how did you, you get your assignment, you have 2 hours. What medium did you use?
I used acrylic paint.
So you had to bring your own paint.
Yeah.
So you brought your acrylic paint, and just your first thoughts? I mean, like,
I was kind of worried about finding something to paint because there wasn't much in the convention center. So what I did was I went and I looked out the window. Like, there was a really big window across from the room we were in, and I went and I took a picture of a building that was a few blocks away today.
She is very creative, isn't she?
Yes.
On many different levels. What did you place in the state?
So I placed first.
So you were our state champion.
Yes.
Congratulations. And has art always been an interest of yours,
Mhm.
or?
Yeah. I've kind of been doing it and like experimenting and improving since I was a little kid, and it's always been something that I've enjoyed.
Well, you have 2 more years with Rachel.
Yes, and we're very excited because for the art, it's actually 9th and 10th grade grouped together. So that was first in the nation as a freshman competing against 9th and 10th graders. So we're looking forward to seeing if she can keep this streak going for South Caldwell.
So proud of you. Right here in Caldwell County, we have these national champions. How does that make you feel to be a part of the group has this high honor of national champion?
For me, it's really humbling because I look back at working with these 3 other kids and just knowing that I have the ability to work with other people and other people have the ability to work with me, it makes me feel really happy to be able to know that I'm not a very single-minded person when it comes to that, and that I'm open to hearing other people's ideas and learning from them, and having other people help me.
Rachel,
It was.
how has being part of this whole process beneficial?
It helped me a lot in knowing how I work with others, and it gives me kind of a good sense of what I can do and what the people around me can do.
Very well said. And I know, Gretchen, you're going to be a fantastic president.
Thank you.
You've got a good one, Mr.
Yes.
Hess. You really do. So, as we wrap up this segment of the show about Beta and all the good that comes from Beta, Mr. Hess, what would you say to parents of children who are not in high school at this point or who just are rising freshmen? What would you say to them about encouraging your children to be part of Beta?
I would definitely encourage them to, if they're get involved at the middle school level, go ahead, start helping their students develop that community service resume, the leadership skills, and then definitely as they transition into high school, find the Beta Club. All of our high schools have a Beta Club chapter, all 5. So find the chapter, get involved, participate, go to conventions, go to leadership conferences, anything that your club's offering in the line of service projects, take advantage of it because you will develop the leadership skills that will help you not just during high school, but as you apply for scholarships in college, and then skills that you can take forward into your career because the collaboration, the teamwork, the leadership, those are skills that are going to impact you forever. They definitely helped me as a student when I was a Beta, and I'm using them every day as I teach at South Caldwell.
Well, thank you for going above and beyond. You're an excellent math teacher, and I know that you are appreciated by the students at South Caldwell High School and all that you do. And Gretchen, good luck to you as the Beta president for the upcoming year. And Rachel, good luck to you with your art. And I'm sure we'll see you back on Profiles and at the Board of Ed. We're going to recognize all of you at the Board of Education meeting just as soon as we can get you there, because we know it's summertime and we want you to enjoy your summer as well. So congratulations to all of you. We are very proud of the Beta students that we have in Caldwell County Schools and our sponsors at each of the high schools. So we do have national champions here, right here in Caldwell County Schools, and if you see them, be sure to tell them congratulations. We'll be right back and we'll talk about the correlation between the Caldwell County Schools and CCC and TI.